In this video, we will learn to create a simple paint app in Kivy. By the end of this video, we will have this paint app where you can draw lines, choose thickness, change color, and clear the canvas. So keep watching. Hi there, welcome to Saral Gyan. In the previous video, we learned to create a stopwatch in Kivy, and while doing that, we learned about the box layout, layout files, button, etc. and much more. In the upcoming videos, we will be making more applications in Kivy. So to be notified about it, subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon. In this video, we will create a simple paint app, and while doing that, we will learn more about Kivy app. So let's jump in. So first of all, I will open the terminal, and here I will create a new directory called paint app, and then I will cd into that directory. Now I will start and activate a virtual environment. One thing you need to know about Kivy is it supports up to Python 3.7 only. So we need a virtual environment running Python 3.7. If you want to know more about virtual environments, watch our previous video on it. So here we will be doing Python 3 -m dot. Now the virtual environment has been created, so we will activate it. And now we will install Kivy. Now the Kivy app has been installed. We will create a new file called main.py which will hold our code. So we'll do subl main.py. Let's maximize it. In this file, from kivy.app import app, and then we will create a new class called paint app which will inherit from, and for now we will pass it. In a stopwatch app, we use the box layout and it served our purpose. But in the paint app, we will have different kind of layout. For example, we will have color palette at the bottom, clear button at the top right, and light width selector buttons at the top left. Also, unlike the stopwatch app, in this app, user will interact with the root window in much wider ways, like drawing lines, selecting color, etc. So we will create our own canvas widget which will inherit from Kivy's widget. So here we will be doing from kivy.uix.widget import widget, and then we will create a new class canvas widget which will inherit from widget, and let's pass it to display this canvas. We will move back to our paint app, and here we will say define build self, and in there self dot canvas underscore widget is equal to canvas widget, and then we will do return self dot canvas underscore widget. Also, being a paint app, our canvas should be white in color, and to set that we will do from kivy dot utils import get color from hex, and then if main is equal to name, here we will say from kivy.co.window import window, and then window dot clear color is equal to get color from hex, and then we'll give the hex of white color which is FFFFFF, and finally we will be doing paint app dot run. Now let's run our app. So we have a white screen here, but since it's a paint app, it would be nice if it open in 16:8 ratio by default, and to do so we will make another import in our code. here we will say from kivy.config import config, and down here we will be doing config.set graphics, and width is 960, and here we will say height is 540. Save it and run it. So now our canvas is of our desired width and height. As we did in our clock app, first of all we will create the user interface and then we will add the functionality to each button. So let's create a layout file. Since here our app class name is paint app, so following the convention we will create paint.kv file and supple paint.kv, and here inside the paint.kv file we will declare our root widget as canvas widget, and inside the canvas widget we will create a button which will have the text of clear and font size of 20. And since we need it in the top right corner, we will align the buttons right and top edge with the roots right and top edge. So right will be equal to root dot right and top will be root dot top. Let's give it width of 80 and height of 40, and to add color to it we will use 9 patch images for normal and press condition, which I have already saved in my folder. So here in the code we will be doing background underscore normal is red button normal.png, and background dot down is red button down.png, and then we will set border is 2 by 2 by 2. To create the width selection button we will create a box layout with vertical orientation. So here box layout and orientation is vertical. Let's give it a padding of 2, spacing of 2, and let's align it x-axis to 0, mean it would be on the left side, and top here it's column and top is root dot top, give it a width of 80 and a height of 120. We will be needing toggle buttons to select the width, so we will here create toggle buttons, and the group would be line width and the text would be thin, and then I will create 2 more toggle buttons, give it in commas, and here I will say normal, and here I will say thick. And finally we will be creating a color palette at the very bottom, and to do that we will be choosing another box layout with horizontal orientation. Orientation is horizontal. Let the padding be 2, spacing be 2, and since we want to align it to the very bottom we will set x and y is equal to 0. X is 0, y is 0, and then its width would be equal to root dot width, and the height is 40, and inside it there let's create 2 buttons for now, and the group would be color and the text would be red. Similarly, the another toggle button group would be color only and the text would be blue. So let's save it, go back to our main file and run it. So here if you see, our interface is almost ready, but there is one thing which need your attention. Since we have chosen the toggle buttons, if you switch between two colors like red and blue, it works well. But if you click on an already selected button like blue, it will get deselected, and this is not what we want. So for that we will change the behavior of the toggle button using classes. If you want to know more about object oriented programming in Python and classes, I will leave the link to the tutorial in the description below. So moving on to our code, let's close it and open our code again. So here we will be doing two imports. The first one would be from kivy.ux.behaviors import toggle button behavior, and then from kivy.ux.toggle button import toggle button, and then we will create a new class my button which will inherit from toggle button, and inside here we will create a new method called define underscore do underscore press self, and if self dot state is equal to normal, toggle button behavior dot do press self. So here we have set the do press method in such a way that the button is pressed only if the state is normal, that the button is not pressed. So now we will add background image for our normal and press button. So in our paint.kv file, up here we will be doing my button, and then here background underscore normal would be button underscore normal dot png, and background underscore down would be button underscore down dot png, and the border would be 3 3 and 3, and all these images would be available on the GitHub page, and I will share the link in the description below. And now to create a color button, we will do color button which will inherit from my button, and inside it we will declare the group only once, that is color, and similarly we will create line width button which will again inherit from my button, and here the group would be line width. So down here this toggle button would be line width button, and we can delete these three lines. Similarly here the toggle button would be color button, and we can delete these two lines, and let's save it and save this file and run it. So we have got an error that no module name kivy.ux.behaviors. So I think I have made a typo. So there is no U, so it's American English. So no U here and no U here. So similarly, if we go down, we have to remove this U. Save it and run it again. So here we can't see our buttons, but our buttons are here. And the reason that we can't see a button is that we have given it a white background, but we didn't give it any foreground color. So let's close it and move back to our code, and up in their paint.kv file we will do hash colon import c kivy.utils dot get underscore color from hex. This is the Python equivalent for from kivy.utils import get underscore color underscore from underscore hex as C. And here we will set the background color, and it would be C, and then hash ff000, and similarly let's copy it, and here we will set it as 00ff, and up here in this button we will say background underscore color is C, and then let's create it 8080 80. That would be a gray color. Let's save it, and let's save it and run it. So now you can see at time you can only select one button, and if you click on already selected button there is no change. Now let's add functionality to our paint app. For that we will close it and move to our application. First of all, we will be creating circles at the touch points, and for that we will be importing from kivy.graphics import color and line. And to set the default color of our paint app, we will go to our canvas widget, and here we will create a function called define set underscore color, and it will say self new underscore color and self dot last underscore color is new color, and self dot canvas dot add, and we will be adding color and new underscore color. We are adding last color as new color so that our app remembers the color even after clearing the canvas, and in the second line allow us to toggle between the color using the color palette. But for now we will be using the default blue color, and we will set it in our build method. Here we will say self dot canvas dot set underscore color, and we will say get color from hex, and here we will be setting it as hash 2980b9, and let's copy it, move to a paint.kv file, and here instead of blue let's paste that color, and let's make it state as down. It means when we will open our paint app, this button will be pressed by default and the color would be blue. And now to create circles on the touch point, we'll move back to our main.py file, and inside our canvas widget we will create another function called on underscore touch underscore down, which will take two arguments, that is self and touch, and here we will say with self dot canvas line circle is equal to touch dot x comma touch dot y 25, and then width is equal to 4, and then close it. So this will only make circles at the touch point. Now let's save it and run it. So now see, this blue color is already pressed, and if we click here, okay, so we have to be touch dot y here, save it and run it again, and now if you click it, we get a blue circles at the touch points. But if you click on clear button, it's not getting pressed, and instead the blue circle is being drawn over it. So in order to pass our touch to other child widget, we will have to add certain code in our touch method. So go back to the touch method. Let's close it and go back to our touch method. And here we will say if widget dot on underscore touch underscore down self comma touch return. It means when we touch a widget, which in our case is the clear button, it will return true and hence it will be touched. So let's save it and run it again. So now you can see that you can click the clear button and you can draw here and you can click the clear button. Similarly, you can click the blue and the red button. So let's close it. And now to add functionality to the clear button, we will do define clear underscore canvas self, and let's do self dot canvas underscore clear, and inside our paint.kv here is the clear button and we will do on underscore release root clear underscore canvas. Let's save it and run it. So now I draw the blue circles and if I click on clear, it should be canvas dot clear. Save it, run it. Let's draw the circles and if you press on clear button, all the buttons also get cleared. This is because we have cleared the root widget and we didn't save our children widgets, which was the part of the root widget, and to do that we will close it and move back to a main.py file. First of all, we will be saving all the children widgets in a list called saved. So basically we are just creating the copy of the self.children here, and then we will clear the widget using self.clear underscore widgets, and then we will clear the canvas, and then for widget in saved self.add widget, and then finally we will be re-adding the widgets from this list, and here we will add self dot set underscore color self dot last color. By doing this, let's create it, and if you clear it, it remembers the color selection and then it keeps on creating the blue circles. Now we will add the rest of the buttons to the color palette, and for that I will copy this code from my snippets, and here in paint.kv I will paste it here. So here the state for color blue is down, and to add the functionality of the changing color, in this color button we will say on underscore release app dot canvas underscore widget dot set color, and we want to set the color to our background color, and let's save it and run it. So now we have a colorful palette down there, and if you select another color we will get circle of another color. So now our color palette is working well. Let's close it and move back to our code. Instead of circles we need an option to draw lines, and for that we will utilize touch.ud, which is a dictionary object in Kivy to store the start and the end points. So here in touch down function we will delete this, and instead of this we will do touch.ud current underscore line would be line, and it would have points at touch.x and touch.y, and then it would have width is equal to self dot line underscore width, and here we will set line underscore width is equal to 2. and then we will create a new method called define on touch move, and it will take self comma touch if current line in touch.ud, then touch.ud current underscore line dot points plus touch.x comma touch.y, and here it should be points is equal to touch xy. Let's save it and run it. So now if you click and drag, you can click the line and you can change the color of the line also. Now finally we will add an option to change the thickness of the line, and for that we will close this, and inside our canvas we will create a new method which would be define set line width, and it will take self and line width by default would be normal, and then inside it we will say self dot line underscore width would be a dictionary, and thin would be 1, normal would be 2, and thick would be 4, and then we will select the line, and in our Kivy file down here we will do on underscore release app dot canvas underscore widget dot set line width self dot text. So what are we doing here is, here the text of this is thin, normal and thick, and in main.py file we have created a dictionary which has thin is equal to 1, normal 2 and thick 4, and when we pass the text here it will select the value of that key in this dictionary and set the line width to that. And in paint.py, since our normal would be the default, here we will say state is down. Now save it, save this file also, and let's run it. So here the normal is selected and it is normal. If we click on thick, we got a thick line, and if we click on thin, we got this narrow line. So now we have created a simple paint app. It is not a fancy app and it just has the common functionality, but you can always add more functionality to it, like saving the images, drawing shapes, etc. Tell me in the comment section which additional functionality you want to add or you added in this paint app. And this is for this video. If you have liked the video, please give us a thumbs up and share it with someone who needs it. In our next video, we will create a replica of 2048 game, and to be notified about that, subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon. Till then, bye bye.